Okay, well, what have we done today? The boys are inspecting the job. We put a rear rack on there. I'm not sure if I like the look of it, but it's practical. A practical rack for extended trips. Okay, so that's the bolts. Bolts up under there. I had to take the rear grab rail off, but I can sling a bag across the seat there and so on. Should be all right. It's a bit dodgy. I had to turn these bolts around. I was worried about them being a bit too close to the shop. Okay, and then I bit the bullet and I put on some decent Oxford Pro heated grips. I've wired them into the accessory circuit that's behind the headlight there. So I've got USB port and so on. So they're pretty comfy grips and so on. So in the installation, they had this plastic sleeve on here, which I had to cut off. That was all right. So that side was all right. That side just sort of slid on, so it's held with the slipper glue. But the other side here, and slid it on. You might be able to see the remnants of it in there, maybe. But so that's the heated grips. And also, hey, stop. What are you doing? No, don't lick that. They're licking the bike for some reason, you boys. And I put it on a tyre pressure sensor. Only a cheap one. Oh, there's the thing, the heated grips, detecting that the battery voltage is too low. And they should turn off after a second. It's 12.9. There you go. It just turned off. If you try and turn it on without the engine running, it'll turn on, but then it'll realise, hey, the engine's not running because we've only got 12.8 volts. So as long as there's something over about, if the engine's running, the heater grips turn on. And there's my tyre pressure sensor. So look, I've got 32 in the front and 35 in the back, so we'll see how long that works. I wanted a hard wired one, so I didn't have to rely on the solar thing. The mount's a bit high. I might have to reconfigure that, but anyway, that's what my dash looks like now. Getting a bit crowded, but I've got these nice heated grips. We'll have a look at the yeah, that's the front sensor, and you can see I've got a bit of dirt on there. And but that's the sensor. Usually the sensors pack it in because I've got these on the Ural, but we'll see how long they last. Yeah, that's just showing you my pannier racks. They're pretty rough, but you know, they've been doing the job so far. And just underneath there you can see my bar risers. There they are. You can see I lifted it up and pushed the bars back a little bit. Bar risers there. Okay, and we've done 1477 kilometres on the stock tyres, so it's time for a change. They're not bad; they're still in good nick. It's a shame to take them off, but I want something a little bit more. Look, if you're just riding on the road and so on, and bit of dirt roads, nice gravel roads, they're perfectly fine. Here they are. You compare that, there's a bit more gap between the knobs on the Shinko E804 E805 tyre. E805. Well, it's new tyre day. As you can see, I've got the Shinkos have arrived, and there's going to be a bit of swearing and cursing in the shed as we try and get these on. I might even try, if I can find some cable ties, I might try that cable tie method of putting the new tyre on. Do you think I can do that? I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, I managed to get the heated grips on without too much drama. So the Shinko E805s and E804, whichever one's which, front and rear, I'm hoping to get them on today. We'll see how we go. About 10. Okay, so side panel off, toolkit, and I was looking for this thing which they give you, which goes in there. Oh, that was bad photography, wasn't it? Goes in there, so we can get the front wheel off. So we got the front wheel up. We'll just loosen the pinch bolts. I think there's just two pinch bolts, and then the axle should screw out, I hope. Okay, well, I'm trying to do everything here just with the tool kit that comes with the bike. That way I know I've got the bits and pieces to get the front wheel off and the back wheel off, and I've got a little trail stand now that I can prop the bike up temporarily. Oh, it just slid out. Let's just hope it doesn't happen anyway. So there's the front is off. Take it off. All right. And you need to take the brake caliper off to get it off properly. That goes and on that's there, my new stand, my new Ballard's bead breaker stand, which I've tried out. It's handy for breaking the bead, but I think I'm better off just changing the tyres up on the bench. But I'm trying to remove it that way. Okay, well, look, I tried the cable tie method and I stuffed it up. So I just had to change the tube twice. I buggered the valve, and then the other one I pinched. I might have pinched it, taken it off. But anyway, this one is on. And just pop the bead, let it out again, let it settle. And it's on. It's on. We deserve a coffee. One down. Now I tried the cable tie method, but I need bigger cable ties as well. But anyway, we have got a new tie. Let's go and put it on. And yeah, so I did have to remove the front brake caliper just to get it on and get it lined up and get the forks lined up and stuff like that. But yeah, it's on anyway. Okay, finally, it's on. Yep, it's on. I did stuff it up. I did pinch a tube here in the front, stuffing around with the cable tie method. Okay. And now we get onto the back and just trying to use the tools with the bike and eventually stuffing around. It is a bit awkward, and I got the back off. Out of the way. I wish someone had cleaned it before I started. I'll be able to clean it as I go, I guess. Okay, so this is where this thing will come in handy. Breaking the bead on this bastard. Let's see. Yeah, I would have really struggled to break the bead on this thing. That's gone already, that part there. Oh, there you go. I would have really struggled to break the bead. I think it's the hardest part. I'm going to stick to my old tried and true. Oh, look at that. It's done this side. There we go. There we go. Now it's given up. That's the go. Oh, yeah, that would have been a real bastard. All right. Okay, it's on. And boy, the back was a struggle to get it on, but it is on. Okay, it's all done. We are on. I pinched two tubes, one in the front, one in the back. This one here I think I can salvage. It's got a little hole up here somewhere where I pinched it. So yeah, I was my own worst enemy in that case here. But I managed to get the wheels on and off with just the tools that come in the toolkit, so that's handy to know. But I did have to remove the front brake caliper, so I definitely need the right size spanner for that. But I do carry other tools, so I've got heaps of other tools, but I could get the front and back off. Getting the back on was a bit of a hassle, but we did it in the end. I've just got to put these tools back in here, see if I can get them to fit. And my bead breaker tool was very handy because there was no way I was going to break the bead on the rear, so that was handy. Okay, well, I did make a couple of mistakes that I got out for a couple of rides, so stay tuned for my review of the Shinko E804, E805 combo. And I've been out for a couple of rides the last couple of weekends, so stay tuned for some reports. I do like to change my own tyres, and I've got about, at the moment, I've got about 20 old tyres in the backyard. So, plus, probably I've got rid of another 20. So I've done a fair few over the years, and I've pinched 2 tubes this weekend when I did this, which is maybe I'm just getting old and weak. I don't know. Or I was in a hurry maybe because I wanted to do both tyres in the one day. That's my excuse. I was a little bit too rough with it maybe, trying to get both done in the same day, and took a few shortcuts, and I tried the cable tie method. I think I might have pinched them actually when I was taking the tyre off. I'm not sure. Anyway, who knows what happened. Anyway, they're on now, and I'll give you a review of the tyres, but so far, I'll give you a spoiler alert, they're pretty good. They're pretty good off-road. So stay tuned for some reports on the road. All right, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. I got the chocolate muffin. Oh, not bad.